Hello, my fellow Cowboys fans, and welcome to this edition of Cowboys Imperial Report. I am the Emperor Marcus Aurelius Maximus, and on today's show we're going to talk about the Cowboys versus the Giants this Sunday in the Meadowlands. Join me after the break for a discussion with Veer, who lives up there. Be here.
Hi, this is Cal Pezzo. I want to talk to you about an important issue. Driving while filming a YouTube show. It ain't a smart... Oh, crap!
A public service announcement brought to you by the CNS, Cowboys Imperial Report, and YouTube. Welcome to Cowboys Imperial Report, Veer. Alright, now tell me, what's it like up there in New York? You live in New York. What's it like up there? What are they feeling, the Giants fans?
Well, thanks for having me once again this year. As far as New York is concerned, it's been pretty quiet so far. Football doesn't usually kick in here till around Thursday, so I'm expecting it to heat up. But just for this report, I did just get off the phone with the Giant fan that I'm going to the game with on Sunday. Wanted to get his feel, and it was pretty interesting because he thinks that their players are talking a little too much. They got a little too much crating in them. And he also thinks the point spread's too high and thinks the Cowboys are going to be motivated by this. He anticipates a tight game, and I think that feeling is going to go around most Giant fans.
All right, the Cowboys are 5-3. The Giants are undefeated up there in the Meadowlands at 6-1. Do the Cowboys have a chance?
Oh, heck yeah, they do. I mean, I know it's cliche to say, and I've been watching this rivalry for well over 30 years.
Whoa, wait. The last 30 years, the last 5 years, the Giants and Cowboys, they've honestly really had a rivalry.
Well, you have to remember, even before that, I mean, we never really played last year was the first time we played in the playoffs before. So it always seemed like when we were good, they weren't, and vice versa. So just, yeah, I would say over the last few years, we've actually been good at the same time. So it's made the series much more exciting and competitive.
Is that defense of ours going to hold up this Sunday?
I think, it's well known. I'm sure I'm not telling anybody anything they don't know already. But if you get to Eli early and smack him around a little bit, he'll buckle under.
Wait, Eli Manning did not have a sack against Pittsburgh.
No, they didn't. Not too much. So there's going to have to be some scheme. Let's hope that now that Wade has taken over the defense, he's going to get some heat. We got a little more heat last week, so they're going to have to find a way to get to him. If not, it could be a very long day.
How exactly, Veer, is that O-line going to hold up against that Giant pass rush?
Well, obviously Kojer's out, and Flo's been banged up. I think that's a shoulder there. But one thing I've noticed, though, is our offensive line, if you go back to last year in the 12 quarters that we played against the Giants, we outplayed their offensive line. I mean, our offensive line outplayed them in 11 of those 12 quarters, unfortunately the 12th being the fourth quarter of the playoff game. But seems that we bring our A game. Our line brings our A game, so I'm looking for them to hopefully keep Brad upright, although that may be more easier said than done.
All right, Veer, what's the score at the end of the game?
All right. Well, as I mentioned earlier, I see some field goals from the Giants. I think they're going to struggle in the red zone. I'm looking for a low-scoring affair. Give me Cowboys 20, Giants 16.
Thanks for being on Cowboys Imperial Report, Veer.
One last thing, if I could just throw it out there, I wanted to give a big shout-out to my main man, Matt, who hooked me up once again with this ticket. Giants fan, it'll be a Giant Cowboy going down to Giant Stadium. We're going to have a great time. Thanks, Matt. And thank you, Em, for having me.
All right, well, that was good to hear from Veer about the Cowboys matchup with the Giants. But let's go ahead and get to the headlines. All right. As far as injuries go, we know what's going on. Witten with a broken rib. You want a little sauce to go with those ribs? And Henry with a groin. What else is new? It seems like every year he gets the groin injury. Well, Witten, he's trying to gut it out. And we don't know whether or not he should. Is it worth risking the health of Witten for the entire season just to bring him out for this one game? Well, I would say that we should sit Witten for this game. I'm saying it. We should sit him for this game because there's no good that could come from it if he should play. Let's get him healthy, get him ready to go up there and beat those Redskins. And Henry, of course, like I said, he's got the groin. Both of these players, Henry and Witten, are questionable for Sunday's matchup against the Giants. Here we go. This is pretty encouraging. Wade Phillips gave the guys Monday and Tuesday off. He told them to come to work on Wednesday, which was today. Here we go again. he canceled practice Monday, but they could come in and it was optional to watch the film. Well, that's not what we need. That's not what we need for this game. What we need is for Wade Phillips to tell them, look what they did to you in your own home stadium to break the playoff curse. The 11-year playoff curse. Look what they did to you. They extended it to 12. How do you feel about that? Let's be clear. The Giants are a good team. I got no lie about it. You can go look up at some of my posts on blog.dallascowboys.com, over at True Blue Fan Club. Go look wherever you want to look. I did not doubt the New York Giants. I knew that let me tell you, my prediction is that they would go to the NFC Championship game. So, with that said, they must be a pretty good team. Here's why. Justin Tuck. He is part of that formidable front four that Eli Manning rode on the coattails of to get to the Super Bowl and to win the Super Bowl. And Justin Tuck is the man in that formidable front four. Now that O.C. Umenyiora is injured and Michael Strahan is on the desk making fun of Terry Bradshaw with Jimmy Johnson and Howie Long. And so he's a speed guy. He's very quick off of the edge, and he has the ability to overpower offensive tackles as well. And they say he plays relentless. Who's going to take on this guy? Mark Colombo, which I think is a good matchup. I think Mark Colombo can take care of Justin Tuck. Who's on the other side? Matthias Kiwanuka. Here's a guy that got 3 sacks. 3 sacks against the Pittsburgh Steelers last week. The team had 4. Who had the other one? Justin Tuck. You see what I'm talking about? He's big enough that he tries to bull rush him, which I think plays into Flozell's strength, because that's a lot of hotel you got to move. He can take care of their front four, which I'm telling you is the strength of that Giants team. We might have a chance to win. But it also takes some effort on the other side of the ball as well. Wide receiver Steve Smith. Here's a guy that's a slot receiver. He's pretty speedy, but while Toomer and Burris to stick with the sidelines, this guy goes over the middle because he plays the slot. And with that said, he has 1 more catch than Burris and 7 more than Toomer, to have 29 receptions on the year. All right. Jean-Jacques Reeves wrote an article. He said that Brad Johnson can't get it done. If he plays like he did against the Buccaneers up there in the Meadowlands, we lose by 3, maybe 4 touchdowns. And he also mentions that the Brooks Bollinger is 2-8 as a starter, and he's completed 56.7% of his passes for roughly 1,500 yards with 5 touchdowns and 7 interceptions. Brooks Bollinger. And 5 times has he been held to a field goal or been shut out. Twice has he been shut out. So 5 times, no touchdown pass thrown, and twice a shutout. You want to go with Brooks Bollinger? You must be joking. That's all I can say. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Looking at the stats here from the blog over at DMN. No way. Oh my gosh. And then in the Star Telegram we have a little piece here about, rah, the Cowboys can do it. They're a dangerous team for the New York Giants. I don't know. I don't think they. I don't know. I don't know with the. I mean, look at us. We're 8.5-point underdogs. Okay, but still, I mean, let's think about this. If the Browns could beat the Giants, and the Chiefs could beat the Broncos, and the Rams could beat us, then maybe we have a chance. Maybe we have a chance to beat them. Look at this. This is the 6th time the Cowboys have hit the 8-game mark with a 5-3 record since they went to this format back in '78 with the 16 games. Twice have they ended up missing the playoffs, including in 2005 when this happened. But here's something interesting. In 1986, the Cowboys were 6-2 and lost a November the 2nd showdown on the road. That team lost Danny White for the season with a fractured wrist and won only 1 more game to go 7-9 on the season. You want to know who that opponent was? The New York Giants, 17-14. Yeah. Yeah, I can't predict a Cowboys loss. It is just not in me. Although last week I was for certain that we would lose, I still watched the game anyway. And I would never predict the loss. But my computer was still broken, so don't come on here and say, I know why you didn't do the video. I didn't do the video because my laptop was broken. How about that? Does that work for you? Well, this works for me. 17-14 Cowboys. The defense is going to get a pick six on Eli Manning. You heard it here first. And now, more than ever, God save the Cowboys.